You may pull back your mask to speak if you wish, but otherwise we ask that they be kept on during the meeting. If you do wish to speak, please put on your microphone because we are broadcasting over the internet and the sound has to travel through there. When you're finished, please turn off your microphone when you've finished speaking. So first of all, we will take this moment to acknowledge that we are in Mi'kma'ki, the ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. Going from that, we will move on to the agenda with the motion to approve. May I have a motion? Thank you, Councillor Bertels and Ms. Irving, thank you. Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda as it currently stands? Hearing none, I'll ask all those in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary minded, nay. Motion is carried. The next item are the minutes from the meeting on December 14th, 2020. May I have a mover and a seconder for that? Councillor Bertels, seconded by Ms. Irving, thank you. Any errors or omissions from that time? Hearing none, all those in favor? Contrary minded, nay. Motion carried. No business arising from the minutes. New business is the Heritage Recognition Awards. I imagine everyone's had the chance to look at the contenders for this year's Heritage Recognition Awards, and apart from the fact that most of them seem to have to be blue in order to be entered, is there any discussion regarding the properties that are put forward? And perhaps our Heritage Manager would like to speak as well to that.
Thank you very much. I hope this is on. Yes, I can hear now. Well, we advertise for the Heritage Recognition Awards like we do in past years, and the period for nominations closed on March 26th. Staff identified 3 projects that were worthy of consideration and received 2 nominations as outlined below. They include 12 Burma Road, 71 Prince Street, 25 Hobson Street, 97 Colback Street, and 169 Montague Street. I'd like to point out to the committee members that Miss Richardson of 196 Lawrence Street was awarded a 2020 Heritage Recognition Award. However, she requested that her presentation be postponed until the 2021 presentation. I believe this was due to COVID, and she wanted to finish also some landscaping in front of her property. I don't believe we need any motion to go to council with hers because it went with the package last year, and council did approve her for the 2020 Recognition Awards. I just wanted to make that clear to the committee. So I hope all the committee members had a chance to go through the criteria. I provided my outline of my criteria in the package as well. From a staff perspective, we like to recommend those 5 properties. The owners of the nominations approved by council will be invited to the town's 268th birthday celebrations on June 7th, 2021, where they will be presented with their Heritage Recognition certificates. Due to COVID-19, the town's birthday celebrations may be postponed and rescheduled for a later date, or otherwise may be virtual like we held last year due to COVID-19. Now you will notice that we have an odd one with regards to 12 Burma Road. In the recommendations, And I talked to Waterfront Development. This particular building qualifies for two of the criteria. So it was felt that since it qualified, we could write up the certificates with both of the criteria with regards to that particular property. So it's been nominated for successfully blending an addition that contributes positively to the design of the original structure and rehabilitating a building that contributes positively to the design of the original structure. Now, the first one is with regards to the addition that was placed on the building, which will be used mostly by the museum as an exhibit viewing area. And the second part of that nomination was with regards to the renovation to the boat shed itself. And such a beautiful job they have done to restore the interior of that building. 71 Prince Street is nominated for rehabilitating a building that contributes positively to the design of the original structure. 25 Hobson Street is nominated for successfully blending an addition that contributes positively to the design of the original structure. 97 Callback Street is nominated for preserving or restoring the original character of the building, the Lunaberg Academy. And 169 Montague Street is nominated for successfully blending an addition that contributes positively to the design of the original structure. Staff would also like to have council's approval to recommend the Lunaberg Academy for a Nova Scotia Heritage Trust Award. The completion of the exterior restoration as part of the building's 125th anniversary is a significant milestone that is worthy of consideration of this award. So I'd like to move both of those motions separately. They're outlined on the agenda in red for your consideration. We can have an open discussion on all the nominations. I wanted to point out the 12 Burma Road I thought would be further along and have their addition actually completed. The back staircase is not put on the building, but I just found out from Development Nova Scotia that they may not, it might be quite a while before that staircase actually is enclosed on the building. So if you notice the back staircase not there, that's one of the reasons why. So I just like to now open that up for the committee's consideration. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McDonald. So we have a motion, two motions on the floor. First is to recommend to council the approval of 12 Burma Road, 71 Prince Street, 25 Hobson Street, 97 Callback, and 169 Montague for the 2021 Heritage Recognition Awards. The second motion to recommend to council that council direct staff to undertake the nomination process to nominate the Lunaberg Academy Restoration for a Nova Scotia Heritage Trust Award. Both of those have been moved. Does anybody wish to second either one or both of those motions?
Quite happy to second both.
Thank you very much. It's been moved by Reverend Osmond to, or by seconded, I should say, to both motions. At this time, oh, I'm sorry, Mayor Risser.
Sorry, Mr. Chair, just on a point of order, who was the mover on that?
The mover was the Heritage Manager.
And that's the reason for the point of order. The Heritage Manager is not a member of the committee, so you would need a mover and a second.
That is a very good point. So, Reverend Osmond, are you happy?
I'm quite prepared to move both motions.
To move, thank you. So, thank you, Mayor Risser. Slight oversight. First time doing doing the Heritage Advisory meeting. So, may we have a seconder then for one or both? Councillor Birtles for both? Thank you for both motions. Okay, now we may open it to discussion.
Obviously, I'm in favour of the motions. I wouldn't have proposed them. Just one observation. Within the architectural profession, there's much disagreement about how one should go about providing an extension to an historic building. There are those who say that you should try and match it up as well as possible so that later on you won't be able to distinguish what's original and what's the extension. There are others who swear by the fact that you must be able to make a distinction. I do notice that both the Hobson Street and Prince Street properties, both of which I think have been admirably done, obviously go with the principle that they try to make it look as if they will have been there 100 years. I'm not in any way against that. And I must confess that I did once own a 1860 house, the back part of the L of which would have been obviously added later. One could tell that inside, but actually you couldn't tell it outside. And we were quite surprised when we came to realize it must have been added later. So it's just by way of observation, but clearly we're coming down on the side of we like them to really match up, because in both cases they do.
Yes, a very good observation indeed, and one that has had many discussions over many years for sure, and certainly a matter of preference on many things, but excellent observations. Thank you. Is there any further discussion? Okay, hearing none, it has been moved and seconded. So these, once again, these are for the motions of 12 Burma, 71 Prince, 25 Hobson, 97 Callback, and 169 Montague to go ahead with the 2021 Heritage Recognition Awards, and also the motion that the recommendation to Council to nominate the Lunaberg Academy Restoration for Nova Scotia Heritage Trust. May I have the vote? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary minded, motion is carried. That is it for the main business of the meeting. The next one is the next meeting dates. Before we set a date, I do want to mention, as of late, we have been, meeting at 6 o'clock now, as opposed to the old time of 5:15. Is that all right with everybody that we proceed going ahead a little later in the evenings? Is there anyone who'd be against starting at 6 o'clock? Hearing none, we will continue with that. And for the next meeting date, is there anything, Arthur, in coming up that we'll need to address?
Through the chair, we don't have anything pressing right at the moment. I think that's why I recommended doing the agenda where it's called by the chair. As you know, Upland has been transferred the Heritage Conservation District Plan and Bylaw, and they're going full steam ahead on the municipal planning strategy, land use bylaw, and subdivision bylaw. And it looks like it won't be until maybe mid-June before they have the opportunity to start on the Heritage Conservation District Plan and Bylaw. So I'm hoping that we should, at the next steering committee meeting, Donna has advised me that we should receive an outline of what their proposal is with regards to the plan and bylaw review for the Heritage Conservation District. And but I don't see that coming until maybe late June or July. That will be flowing through the Heritage Advisory Committee to Council in a similar fashion as the strategy and land use bylaws flowing through the Planning Advisory Committee onto Council. So I guess it's almost like a wait and see type thing. That's why I kind of left that for just to wait and have the next meeting called by the chair.
Well, I suppose with the uncertainty at the moment of the timing for the Heritage Advisory, or the bylaws, would it be with the council's discretion that we just hold off on a meeting date at the time being, and as new developments come up, the meeting may be called with plenty of advance time? Is that acceptable to all?
That makes sense to me.
Thank you. Yes,
wondering how much notice we might get, because it could be summertime.
it's looking like summer, and yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sort of looking at the looking at the calendar myself, and our June meeting, I think I have plans for that, so that's why I didn't want to call anything right away. I think we could certainly prepare something with ample time, wouldn't you think, directing to the heritage manager?
I would certainly hope to be able to give the committee at least 2, if not 2.5 to 3 weeks notice for that meeting.
Is that sufficient time? Okay, very well. Then we will continue with that. So hearing nothing else, I call the meeting adjourned. Thank you for coming out. We're still working out the bugs of the first in-person committee meetings, so thank you for bearing with us.